Namaste, divine beings. I am coming to you ahead of a transmission I'm going to be sharing tomorrow, which are my cosmic insights for 2022, the year of alignment. But for now, I just want to share with you something so fundamental and crucial for me right now in terms of my own personal journey, professional journey. Something that's coming up very strongly in the charts that I'm going to share with you in greater detail tomorrow. But it's the relationship between 3 planets in our solar system right now and the support that they are giving us to really step fully into this place that we're at on planet Earth. For those of us who are awoken to what is going on, for us to really step into our roles, into our position at this time. So these planets are Rahu, Ketu, and Saturn. Now, I'm going to go into much greater detail. Rahu and Ketu are actually the north and the south node of the moon, and we consider them planets because of their orbital nature. So their transit, the energy that they trace, the north and the south points of the moon, actually that in itself, because of the nature of that orbit, is such a powerful energy, and that energy is coming down and we are receiving that energy. And Saturn, one of the guru teacher planets, so important for us right now. And the way that the 3 of these are positioned is, when I synthesize that information, the frequencies coming from those planets, I'm like, wow. And I have this really beautiful relationship with Saturn that I've cultivated for a while. I'm in my Sade Sati at the moment. So Saturn's transiting over my natal moon and I'm right in the thick of it. So I'm getting a lot of codes and a lot of information from Saturn. So, okay. So there are a few things. So Rahu and Ketu are currently in one of their most optimum positions. So where they are most at home, in the sky, shall we say, and where they're most comfortable. So the energy that they're beaming down on us is very, very pure. It's very strong energy, very supportive energy. They're not positioned in a place where it's difficult or where the energies get muddled. They're in a really clear place. Ketu is in Scorpio for the next 13 months, is going to be moving into Sagittarius, where it's going to be there for another 18 months. And Rahu right now is in Taurus, again for another 13 months, going to be moving into Gemini for another 18 months. So there's a good 3 years. And also, I will be explaining this in the other video, but where Rahu and Ketu are now in an optimum position, the signs, the constellations that they're moving into next are also their homes, also their optimum position. So for the next 3 years, these 2 planets are going to be in this beautiful, clear energy. Now, Rahu and Ketu can also be seen as I don't want to say, what I don't want to say is Rahu and Ketu tell us about the karma that we're carrying, because that's way too simplistic. When we read our own birth charts, when we understand all of those energetic imprints that are imprinting, all those energies that are imprinting to us at that time, then we can have a full picture about how our karma might play out, what karma we might arrive with, how much of it is fixed, how much of it is movable, how much, and we get a much richer picture. We're not really able to capture what our karma is doing or where it is just through like 1 planet alone or 2 planets alone. It's about having a synthesis of everything, and then and engage in where our level of consciousness is, our state of consciousness is, how we're moving through things, what our personal practices are. That gives us a much more rich picture about our karma. So what I want to say that Rahu and Ketu give us very much a great insight and indication into our karma as individuals, but also as a collective. So in this case, I'm looking at everything. I'm giving you the synthesis kind of for collective humanity right now, okay? And what we do is we make that specific by reading our own birth chart and understanding how the individual energies actually shift a little bit or tweak a little bit. And so then you understand how to interpret this current time for you. So I'm giving you a general thing now, but if you really want to understand this at a much finer level and understand what you can do at a finer level, then come and get your birth chart read. Anyway, so Rahu and Ketu, when I saw this way back, I was like, wow, okay, so we're going through one of the most incredible transitions on planet Earth. Like everything has been just, it's like a jar with sediment and water. Everything's been shaken and all the muck and the sediment is everywhere. It's all very murky and muddy waters. It does not look clear. And all of the stuff, all the muck has risen to the surface for us to see. So one may be able to kind of get lost in that trap of like, oh, well, the stars, the planets, it must be a mess up there. There must be all this difficult energy coming in, all this muddled up energy, because look at the mess we're on planet Earth. But actually what we're seeing is these beautiful alignments that the planets are actually in really amazing, incredible positions. And they're very much guiding and supporting this process. Okay, so Rahu and Ketu being in their homes are like, okay, humanity, take a look at your collective karma. We're going to really help you bring it up so you can look at it, because this is the time for human ascension. This is very much a catalytic time. Not cataclysmic, catalytic time. So we're really in this beautiful zone where time has very much shifted, and what we're doing, what we're clearing, how our consciousness is shifting is moving at a completely different speed from before. Things are just happening quicker, very much aided by the planets and by these pure energies that are coming through. So there's that going on with Rahu and Ketu in the background. There's like, let's look at our karma in a really beautiful way. Like there's clear energy coming for us to look at it. If we are ready and willing, that energy is there for us to draw it in and really look at this. So then we have Saturn. Now Saturn is in Capricorn, which is in a good place. And I'm going to go deeper into the nakshatras that Saturn is also aligned to. But essentially, Saturn is really wanting to take us inwards to find the teacher within. Okay, and Saturn itself is a teacher, can be a harsh teacher sometimes, because Saturn really, really takes you in to look and to see, really brings you into that authentic perspective. So you can see very finally, you can see very openly, very honestly what is going on, and take lessons from that, and to be pulled towards finding that teacher within you. The teacher that we've always sought is already within us, and that's very much what Saturn is wanting for us. And Saturn being in Capricorn is a really hard working sign for the Earth. Capricorn works really hard for the Earth. So Saturn right now is working really hard for the Earth. Saturn wants us to go inwards and really recognize that we have the answers within, and that we have the ability to reflect on all of the stuff that's happened, everything that's going on out there, and take the lessons from that from within. Okay, wherever we're at in our consciousness. For those of you that are working with the ancestors and ancestral trauma, great, like go inwards and have a look at that, and take the lessons from that and bring that out to aid our human ascension process. So when I synthesize all of this together, I'm really receiving the messages, what I'm getting, especially from Saturn, is that as a humanity, we are being shown that we have come into this really tricky place where we've allowed ourselves to look up to and to hang on to those teachers that haven't necessarily been serving us as humanity. So if we look at the institutions, for example, that we've been looking to as teachers. We've been looking to the education system, to our doctors to tell us what to do, to the teachers in the education system to tell us what to do, to our social workers, our support workers. We've been looking to the media. We've been looking to all of these external institutions that haven't necessarily been serving our interests. They've been serving the interests of others. But yet we've been looking at these institutions, at these organizations, at these people to be our teachers. Because somewhere along the line, we've allowed that conditioning of moving away from ourselves, and that we cannot be trusted, and that we need to put our trust and our power in someone else. So we've given away that power. Somewhere along the line, we've allowed that distrust of ourselves to deepen and deepen and deepen. So we only want to look to others to tell us what to do and to tell us how to live our lives. So we've developed this strange view of what a teacher is, and what a teacher does for us, and who that teacher might be, and what we expect from that teacher. And we've come into a bit of a wonky relationship with our teachers, actually, to be very frank with you. And this isn't just the teachers out there in the institutions, but I'm also talking about a lot of the spiritual teachers. And I've experienced this myself, where teachers are using fear and shame as tools to coerce students into being a certain way, or behaving a certain way, or whatever. And these planets, Saturn, the harsh inner teacher, and Rahu and Ketu, wanting us to see what we've created, the karma that we've created together, are like, humanity, wake up to the fact that you are the teacher that you've always been seeking. And by giving this power away to other teachers who have told you and fed you, we have allowed our perspective to be fundamentally shifted. And it's this perspective that we utilize to perceive ourselves, to perceive others, to perceive nature. And that perspective then has completely shifted the way we experience life. We experience hardship, pain, suffering, trauma. And then that experiences the way the parts of our mind and our body behave and are. And that influences our interactions with others. And then we're just continuing to create these karmic cycles. Some of us stay in karmic whirlpools for massive portions of our lives, and find it really difficult to get out of. It's all down to this perspective. And this perspective and this embodiment of that perspective, and then how that perspective then changes the biochemistry of the body, changes the physiology of the body. Okay, so it's about coming back to our perspective, and Saturn especially really wants us to take that perspective inwards and start to see what's there, and start to recognize all of the incredible work that we've been doing, and just how much richness of knowledge and wisdom and experience that there is, and so much that we can learn from ourselves. And to do that inner work, and then when we are ready to bring that out and to embody that, and to start to come from this new perspective, and seeing the world and engaging and dialoguing with ourselves and with others from this new perspective. And this is how we are going to change and shift our reality. So I wanted to share that because now is the time, as we move into 2022, to see clearly what it is that we desire in terms of our support, in terms of teachers. If any of you out there are looking to train in any specific modality, or you're wanting to learn, you're wanting to upgrade your space holding skills, whatever it is, to understand that there has never been such an important time to choose your teachers wisely. Okay, to find the teachers that are really coming from this place of love, and have your best interests at heart. And remember that there's never ever going to be a teacher that is more aligned to you than you. I hope this has helped you. I'm going to be sharing more cosmic insights tomorrow, but I wanted to lead with this because it's been with me for the last few days. And of course, with it being Christmas and everything, I wanted to give it proper time and space and yeah, share it with you. I'm sending you so much love, my dear folks, and deeply honor each and every one of you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.